Mr. President, until the pandemic, she was here every Sunday sitting in that seat. Can you imagine how intimidating it is to stand here and preach with Martin Luther King Jr.'s sister?
Y'all hear me? Yo. I've spoken before parliaments, kings, queens, leaders of the world. I've been doing this for a long time, but this is intimidating following.
Hey, what is up YouTube? I'm your host John Muro, and have I got some news for you today. There are several states that are sending out stimulus checks, and no, it's not every state that's out there. In fact, many of you on a fixed income are looking for some stimulus check information. Well, I've got a little bit of that news, as well as what are we doing in this country as far as the consumer cost of living, the consumer price index, the amount that the consumer has to pay when you go to the grocery store or for everyday goods. We got a lot of news to talk about. I hope that you like the new wardrobe setup. We've got some investing information for you today, so let's dive in. So a lot of times when it comes to investing and getting invested with your finances, it does take a little bit of a sacrifice. Many times you just want to put a little bit back to invest. Whether it's in stocks or bonds, anything that you can invest in will help you make money over the long term. But if we look at the consumer price index, things that we deal with on a daily basis, for example, when you go out to eat, have you noticed that it costs a little more to eat out than it did last year or the year before? So I've got some updated news for you today. Stimulus news update. No payday is in sight, which that's not really a big shocker considering there's only a handful of states who are left sending out payments from last year. But there is relief from inflation, your everyday goods, the daily essentials. So the annual rate of inflation actually dropped considerably in December if you align it with November. So many people have been struggling financially just to put food on the table thanks to this high inflation. We know that they had to raise interest rates in order to help slow down this inflation because it hasn't been this high in 40 years. While consumers can expect inflation to slow down just a little bit, maybe not a whole lot, but just a little bit, we really can't expect for the federal government to send out stimulus checks. Let's be honest. When's the last time that Joe Biden got up there and said, hey, we're going to send out $2,000 stimulus checks? And not only that, but I also have this article here that talks about where he promised $2,000 stimulus checks, and we haven't quite seen them yet. But did you know that he's running again for 2024? I wonder what promises he's going to make this time. Many consumers struggled financially as part of 2022 cost of living index. We know that the big reason really boils down to it being inflation. Prior to 2022, many consumers lived paycheck to paycheck without any money in the savings account. And I don't really think that too much of that has changed because, let's face it, 90% of Americans do live paycheck to paycheck and not really a whole lot in the savings account. As a result, a lot of people were forced to rely on their credit cards just to keep them afloat as they were getting ready to send out stimulus checks, especially when the pandemic hit. They were telling everybody to stay home. You couldn't go to work. You couldn't provide a living. So now you had to really depend on your credit card. But the way that a credit card works is that they will give you all this available credit money, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. But did you know that if you don't pay that off within 30 days, they're going to hit you with a 24%, most likely, interest rate that it will take you years to pay off if you only pay the minimum amount. So what I do is I do my best, and I'm very guilty to be using my credit card all the time because I like getting points, I like getting the cash back. But here's the thing, I do make sure that I pay it off by the end of the month. Now, it wasn't always like that. Many times, I literally kept the balance on there for a year, 2 years, and I would think back, how much money have I lost because of that 24% interest rate? Yeah, no good. I had to teach myself that if I don't have the money, I don't buy it. Simple as that. Because things got too tough in 2022, many states stepped up and offered stimulus checks. Well, we know that to be true. Here's the list of 19 states that actually sent them out last year. But regardless of what they sent last year, there's only about 4 or 5 states like California, Colorado, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina. It's crazy how I know that, right? I do this every day. That are sending out checks this year. Not because they're new, not because they're just stepping up to the plate, but they were sending them out last year and they need to finish sending the rest of them out. But here's a very key important news. Inflation is finally going down. The grocery bill won't cost you a whole lot like it did. In December, the rate of inflation from 1 month to the next fell for the first time in almost 3 years. Very, very positive news. The Consumer Price Index, which measures the changes in the cost of consumer goods, dropped, are you ready for this? 0.1%. Now, I know that they might not seem like a lot, but can you believe that 0.1% is the most it has dropped in 3 years? So to me, the way that I look at it is any step in the right direction is always a plus. It's always positive. It may not be a whole lot, but at least it's a start. Now, here's something that we really want to boil down to. Many of you want to hear about stimulus check news, and I have the most up to date. Is a 2023 stimulus check out of the question? Well, no, it's actually not. It's not out of the question, but it's also unlikely. So pretty much it's a 50-50 shot. If things get worse, we run into recession, pandemic hits, corona comes back, and we're stuck at home, then yes, stimulus checks are going to come back. But if things keep getting better like they are, and I'm glad that they are, then no, there will not be no stimulus checks. Of course, a recession isn't something that anyone should want or should hope for. I definitely don't want that. I do want things to get better because in the long run, it will help everybody out. And besides, I'm tired of paying $7 for a gallon of chocolate milk. My son loves chocolate milk and he drinks a gallon a week. This man can live on, he's only 2 years old. He can live on chocolate milk and literally it's $6.59 or 89 cents. With taxes, it's $7 for a gallon of chocolate milk. Guys, come on. It was $4 a year ago or the year before that. But many times what we're looking for is a drop in the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, because you and I are living out there every day, whether we're running through a drive-thru or we're getting groceries. Every one of us is eating, right? Everybody eats. Somebody's paying for it. The price of consumer goods is what really affects us on a daily basis. So if I used to spend $100 at the grocery store, now I'm spending about $200, $250, getting the same thing, but just paying a little more. And that is never fun. But yet again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like the new setup. We've got a ton of great news for you guys here on this channel. We want to do things better, be better this year, improve our finances, improve our health, and we want to get things in the right order and our priorities right. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you want a chance to win a mystery gift, we're going to change it up. We're going to do a little bit things different. I want to make sure you get paid, so I will be showing that information on the 22nd. But make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button so that way you have a chance to get in to win that free prize. We do a movie segment that we show you a clip of a movie. You guess what it is, and if you get it right, we put your name into that drawing. So here you go. Here's that movie clip.
Because we live or we die by the clock. We never turn our back on it. And we never, ever allow ourselves the sin of losing track of time.
All right, that is it. Guess which movie it is. Let us know down in the comments below, as well as who is the true #1 fan of True Life Investing. Is that you? It might be you. You made it to the end of the video, and to that, I want to say thank you for your love and support. Don't forget about the giveaway that we're doing. As always, thank you for your love and support. Your feedback means the world. Let me know. What do you think about this? And also any additional news that you would like to hear, and we'll do the research. Again, be safe. I hope you have a great day today. And until next time, I'm John Miro. Peace.